Hungarian goulash is one of those dishes that prove simple ingredients can still create something deeply comforting. Beef, onions, peppers, paprika, broth, a few vegetables, nothing extravagant, nothing flashy, and yet somehow it turns into something rich, hearty, and full of character. So today, I'm making Hungarian goulash at home to see if this humble beef dish is actually worth the time. Welcome back to Nomadic Treats, where we bring the world into your kitchen. Today, we're heading to Hungary. And if you want to follow along, all the ingredients are in the description below. I'm starting by prepping the vegetables. I am chopping 2 large yellow onions, cutting 2 red bell peppers into chunks, dicing 2 tomatoes and 2 carrots, and cutting 2 medium potatoes into bite-sized pieces. I'm also finally chopping 5 cloves of garlic because even though this is a paprika-led dish, the garlic still matters. And for the beef, I'm using 750 grams of stewing beef, cut into fairly small pieces so it cooks down nicely. Next, I'm warming up 5 cups of beef broth and setting it aside. Traditionally, goulash is often made with water, but I'm using beef broth here because it adds much more depth. Now the Dutch oven goes on over medium-high heat. I'm melting 1 tablespoon of butter and browning the beef in batches. This part matters. If you crowd the pot, the beef will steam instead of browning, and you lose a lot of flavor. So I'm doing it in 3 batches, adding another tablespoon of butter for each batch. Once the beef is nicely browned, I'm taking it out and setting it aside. Now with the remaining tablespoon of butter, in goes the onions, garlic and peppers. I'm cooking these for about 5 to 10 minutes until softened. This is where the dish starts building its base. It's simple, but it's doing a lot. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of crushed caraway seeds. The caraway seeds are optional. If you have sweet Hungarian paprika, that's ideal here. If not, regular paprika is absolutely fine. Now the beef goes back in. Now in go the diced tomatoes, followed by the warm beef broth and 1 bay leaf. I am bringing that to a gentle boil, then lowering the heat, covering it and letting it simmer for about 40 minutes. This is where the tougher beef starts turning into something tender. After about 60 minutes, I'm adding the carrots and the potatoes. Then it goes back to a gentle boil, the heat comes down again, and it simmers for another 60 minutes. At this point, all what I'm really waiting for is a tender beef, softened vegetables, and that deep paprika-rich broth. If it starts getting too thick, you can always add a little bit more broth or water. Now I'm tasting it and seasoning with salt as needed. And once that bay leaves come out, it's basically ready. This is the kind of dish that smells like it's going to be good long before it actually hit the bowl. Just before serving, I'm taking 4 round bread loaves and cutting a hole in the top of each one. Then I'm scooping out some of the inside to create a hollow center. This part is optional, but it makes the whole thing feel even more like proper comfort food. Now I'm adding the hot goulash into the bread loaves. So is homemade Hungarian goulash worth it? I would say yes. It's not a difficult dish, but it does ask for a bit of patience. And what you get back is something hearty, comforting and full of flavor, and built from ingredients that are actually pretty humble. For me, that's always a good sign. So if you enjoyed this, let me know what other dishes you would like to see from around the world. Until then, thank you for watching.